Cap doing? Alright. Alright, I'm back. Who's here? Oh, and the Zed finishes off the Kanye. Kanye gonna drop, giving away a kill. Man, Zed up 4-0. He's got all the kills on his team. CS looking pretty poor, but you know what? Who cares? You farming champs. Zed is fed. That is correct. All right, so what do we see here? Oh boy, Condemn, saving him. Oh, that's Flash. I don't think that was needed, but all right.
I don't think so either.
Nah. All right, so we've got okay, Kev's playing Tristana. Cool. Let me make sure everybody's in the right spots. Okay.
Really interesting itemization choice here from Zed. He decides to go Wit's End instead of something like Serrated.
That's not Wit's End. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, not Wit's. Hex Drinker.
Yeah, Hex Drinker.
I just called it the wrong way. So instead of Serrated, he goes Hex Drinker here in order to prevent a lot of that damage from Fizz and a lot of the burst that he has. Now, it is possible if you're Fizz, if you time the spells correctly, that it doesn't matter. You can kill him beyond that point, but you have to play that almost perfectly.
Now, red team just got a dragon now, so you're looking at a pretty good thing here with Zed. So Zed already steals AD from champions that he kills.
Right.
Obviously, the champion with the highest AD is what he prioritizes anyway. But on top of that, Infernal, he's gonna have, and I know it's a later game Drake, but he's gonna have quite a bit of AD early in the game based on how that works.
Right.
Probably gonna amount to probably about 25, 30. So almost a BF sword, yeah.
And it looks like Fizz here is looking for Zonias. That kind of makes sense with the build that Zed is going, because it's expected for him to go Serrated.
Yep.
But I'm not really sure why he's maxing W first in this lane. I don't think he's going to get a lot of auto attacks off. I think maybe his goal is to CS with that W because he realizes that he's losing. But even then, I feel like having E and that damage is still going to be a lot better than hedging and saying he's going to go W.
Zed wins the poke. I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
You need that all in. Huh. So, once again, Vision. Warwick is sitting on a ward here. Kanye going across to smite that. He's going to go in on him. Infinite Duress going to actually lock that up. Still has his ultimate. Going to come out. Not going to heal up much. He does not have his second form here. He's going to bail on that, I think. Tristana looking to finish off that turret. Darius and Kanye going over, but Zed is there. Quinn going to flash the wall and pick that up. The blind's going to go through. Zed ultimate. Deathmark not going to be enough to finish. Flash auto attack. Going to pick it up. Zed going up 5-0.
Not the cleanest mechanics out of the Zed, but he doesn't really have to, be a god at it. He doesn't have to be Faker. He just, does his full combo. Let's see how this works out here. Fizz has all.
Auto. That's Flash out of Fizz. And then he throws the fish late. Huh.
There's no reason why Fizz shouldn't have won that fight. He had Flash. He had Ignite. He knew that Zed didn't have ult. I think if he had the courage, he could have done it.
Oh, Warwick! Flash! And he killed him! What?
He gets
Is he dead in base? He's dead in base!
That is the weirdest thing.
What?
That is weird.
Wow, spaghetti
I know
code.
that damage goes through, so you don't get interrupted for that, and you do get to base, but the damage goes through. And because it's a melee attack, it happens instantly. Ranged attack will go through and follow you into base.
Yep. That was crazy.
I just haven't seen it with a melee one like that. That's really interesting. I've seen Caitlyn ults follow you to base and stuff like that, but because it's melee, it happens instantly, and it happened at the same time he based.
Wow. All right, so one thing that's very important to note is that in the top lane here, you got that Quinn, and Quinn is going to do a hell of a lot of damage to Darius, who is building ED, it looks like.
I'm not really sure why he's going crit chance. I have no idea what he's doing.
Maybe he's trying to make himself tanky, like the Mundo build.
Right.
But Mundo gets free AD, though. I guess maybe he figures he gets free AD. I don't know. But the trade is not going to look good. She already burned her vault, but it shouldn't matter, honestly. Like,
yeah. I'm not really sure if this Darius doesn't know what he's doing. Obviously, he can interrupt her vaults with his E.
Oh. Kanye. Oh, Kanye's there. He's going to help to finish off Thresh. Buster shot going to knock him back. But still, Vayne, please get in there. Vayne tumbles into the wall. Soraka just going to do her best to heal up there. And Vayne going to get back to full HP. So Fizz needs to be careful with doing that.
Yeah, it looks like Fizz is a little mechanically challenged here. He doesn't really know what to do with himself. He's maxing W. He doesn't really understand his champion. And it looks like he's just really afraid of his Zed now. I mean, he should be, but I think he's giving up too much. I think he had a couple of opportunities there where he could have gotten that kill.
Exhaust. Flay. Flash Flay.
Good condemn.
Condemn. Gonna be a heal. The Soraka should be able to keep him up. Or Soraka just run away and don't heal him. Kanye gonna do some damage. Tried to get pulled back into the turret. Gonna miss infinite duress. But Quinn, vault in. Gonna land the blind. Quinn's on a killing spree, everybody. Look out. So,
yeah, she's definitely dominating this Darius, who still hasn't really bought anything except the Zeal and the dagger that he's had, for the past few minutes now. So he's definitely falling behind. He's not going to be that huge big threat, even if he finishes whatever the heck that is.
So Tristana just freely getting to, push her wave at this point. With such mid lane priority and top lane priority, you don't really have anybody to affect you on the map. So.
Yeah, and it looks like the Zed and Warwick are going to go down there and meet her, possibly get some kills, possibly get this turret.
Yep,
so they're setting up a pick.
And Tristana walking around, showing herself.
She can get condemned here.
Silence on Tristana. Yep. Condemn him! Oh.
Zed ult down, not enough to kill the Soraka. Soraka's still holding... No, doesn't have ult. Also really weird, they don't have exhaust between Soraka and Vayne.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
And Soraka walks into the tower. Holy
taking the full damage
dude.
of that E. Yep.
I mean, Kanye gonna miss his W. Oh, Lantern goes over, but it's not gonna get used. It's gonna jump out of that one.
Darius coming down. We'll see how much damage he does with this build against the Tristana. Or he just gets kited to oblivion and dies.
Yep. So
he needs to stay in his lane. He needs to farm. He needs to be a lot stronger than that. That's the win condition for him. Instead of roaming and having this CS lead really hurt him.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see some of the mechanical choices in this game, actually. One of the things that really will show you that people are either uncomfortable on their champion or unaware of what other champions do is stuff like that Soraka did. Like standing near the turret when the bomb's going to explode. Okay, so Kane going to go in onto the Zed here. They're going to prioritize that. He does not have Death Mark. He has to flash away. He's going to pop over the wall. He might not wait around for blue buff. That might be a little too greedy.
Speaking of mechanics, Fizz had ult there. He had the point blank, but didn't want to do it.
He lands it. Gonna land on top. Gonna get that. Chum the waters. The Hex Shrink is gonna pop. Zed looking to do as much damage as possible. Gonna pick him up anyway. And the Ignite and the Poison not gonna be enough.
The passive coming in from that Hex Drinker definitely saving his life and also netting him the kill.
Hey. Fizz had Zhonya's, didn't he?
I believe he did. I believe he did, but I mean, as we saw earlier in a lot of those other engages, definitely mechanically challenged, doesn't really know what to do with himself or his champion. A little, he's on a champion that's too fast for him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very interesting. It's all very interesting. It's eye-opening. Let me see what I don't know what the elo is of this game.
While you look that up, it's surprising to see that Zed only has a 3 CS differential between him and the Fizz. What that means is, I mean, yeah, he's got a lot more gold, but it looks like Kane getting caught out here. What that means is Zed is roaming at suboptimal times. What you want to do if you're that Zed, I mean, it's great that you're getting kills, but ideally what you want to do is you want to push mid to the point where you can roam, and when it bounces back, you can pick up that CS for free again. it ends up getting you a couple more CS every time you do it. But he's not doing that effectively, and so he's showing the same amount of CS as the Fizz, even though the Fizz is down 4 kills and he's up 6 kills.
Yeah, you've got Oh, it's funny. The Fizz actually is like a 700 game gold 5 player.
Okay.
However, oh, sorry, as I'm saying this, flash play coming in. Gonna
Still
land
does.
a bunch of damage and Fizz is dead. I want to say, oh my goodness, Infinite Duress gonna finish him up. Okay, so this game is just gonna get out of hand really quick. But it looks like obviously he's probably duoed with someone.
Okay.
But obviously he's not doing well.
I'd be mad if I were that duo.
Yeah, and getting bodied right now.
But more so, it's the attitude of the Fizz, right? Like, he kind of stood still towards the end of that fight and was, like, disrespecting them. You know, clearly has sort of requited himself from the game and, you know, he's mentally already done.
Yeah,
so, I mean, if you have a duo like that who doesn't know how to stay mentally focused, even if you're behind, don't duo with them.
Yeah, it's a couple bronze players in the game, but it looks like most of Rage Machines is made up of silver, low silver, and then it looks like Poop Handle Patrol has two bronze, a bronze 1, a bronze 4, silver 4, silver 5, and then that gold 5 guy who is apparently, I don't know what he's doing. Double flash over the wall. Kane gonna try and pick up the Tristana, but I think not gonna be able to get onto it with the Thresh being there.
Yeah, Buster Shot from the Tristana disengages that.
Oh, auto attack. That was the longest auto attack ever. And she's invisible. One more tumble. One more tumble. Oh, you had it. You had it. You had the tumble. Fizz trying to pick that up. Fizz gonna miss Playful Trickster. Gonna ult now. And all right.
One more auto
One
attack
more.
would've been the hit.
One more. One more. Oh, is it flex? It's flex. I see. So that explains it. I was like, why is that happening? I understand. Oh, that hook almost hit. I was ready for it. Man. So at this point, I think that Rage Machines just needs to push in. Like, just push in. You got huge wave.
Yep, everything's pushing. They're looking for picks.
Oh, that hook! What? Hey, that was
a beautiful hook.
That was, I don't know, I think that was luck.
I think it was a little bit too.
I think it was luck. Oh, Darius getting a dunk. Gonna shut down the Quinn. Gonna get his Q off. Warwick gonna pick up 3. Soraka gonna get hooked here. No flay. Box though. She walked back into the box. Quadra kill by the Warwick who flashes over the wall. And is he gonna get the penta? He's diving for the penta. He's diving for the penta.
He's looking for it. He's gonna
yeah, he wants it. He wants it. He wants it though. You know she's gonna be that person who doesn't give it to him. She's gonna sit in the fountain. Yep, gonna be that person who uses the fountain. Not even a straight up 1v1. Nah, come on, that's not even. It's not even a 1v1 though. Like she's in the fountain just trying to heal up.
Yep.
Like, don't do that. Troll. Game's over though. Looks like
there should be a slow chokehold to end.
Yep.
I mean, judging by this game, it looked like just a difference of mechanics. Darius, clearly subpar player. Soraka clearly doesn't know what Tristana does. Fizz, just one of the worst Fizzes I've seen in a while.
Oh, the Vault gonna come in and knock him out of that. Zed gonna death mark in, gonna kill the Vayne. She's dead. All right, so Shuriken is spinning over her head. Fish gonna whiff, and then the Zed gonna be able to 1v1 this Fish pretty easily. He's gonna die to the ignite as he jumps away. Playful Trickster not gonna be able to get the Soraka. Red buff is gonna tick down. Darius gonna be low, gonna flash out super late. I don't know why you flashed out like that. That was,
I mean,
man.
I'm not surprised. The mechanics from the side of Panel Control not too high. Reaction times are low. Mechanics are low. I mean, there's no reason even to talk about vision or any of the macro plays this game. At the end of the day, if you're not very good mechanically, you're gonna have a really hard time playing League of Legends.
You're gonna have a bad time. Okay, so Tristana gonna be able to finish this off. Infinite Duress gonna land onto the Vayne and get bursted out. Warwick doing a bunch of damage there, man. And oh my God, Fizz gonna die again. This is something new. This is something new. It's kind of like in The Walking Dead when they find a place to live and then you know there's gonna be someone who's gonna come and ruin it for them. Kind of like that. You just know it's happening. So it was only a matter of time before Fizz died again.
Now we have Zed and Warwick here basing. They don't want to end it.
They're gonna let
This
the
is
minions
clear
do
the
it.
game.
Yeah, game's over, guys. Be eminent flex. Be eminent flex. Thresh gonna end the game, and Rage Machine's gonna go up. And how many kills? 20 kills above, ending it with a 15k gold lead. I just want to say that I think that Warwick, Zed especially, Zed was carrying super hard in that game.
Yeah, right when we started watching, it looked like Warwick got 2 assists and Zed had 2 kills, and those are the only kills on the map. So Zed got ahead really early, which is pretty good considering that his mechanics of all of the players in this game were probably the highest.
Yeah, and then, you know, as you always prioritize banning Zed because he's just one of those champions that he just, oh man.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those assassins that can get away with a lot if it's a good Zed. And more often than not, Zed players kind of know what they're doing. This one's mechanics probably were at gold level, but that's just enough to really carry the game.
Yeah, he was able to do a lot. I mean, he ended the game with 17,000 damage, which, you know, eventually becomes the same relatively as Tristana. But like I was saying,
in a 20-minute game, that's a lot
yeah,
of damage.
in a 20-minute game, that's a lot of damage. And when you think about Darius did 1.8k.
Yeah, with his crit build, I do not understand what he was doing. I don't think any pro player goes that route.
No.
What did he end up building with that?
He built PD. Yeah, he built PD. He was building another one apparently, trolling. So it's pretty clear he's trolling. He had to have been trolling.
He had to have been.
Yeah, he had to have been trolling. I mean, you got the double, basically a free lane in top. Okay, so top decided she was roaming to mid and bot whenever, because I was like, where's the Quinn? And I look, and she's, you know, in mid lane helping wherever, and near dragon when they fought. Zed had his lane on lock. Fizz never got to roam ever, and it's just like, all right, cool. You got this happening, that happening. Tristana just able just to push down bot lane the entire time, and if they show up to a fight, it's like, well, yeah, you got global gold now. Everybody's taking turrets. Tristana's got 2 items, and you can do a bunch of damage with no front line and no assassins to even talk about. So,
yeah, and I think the general principle that you're absolutely right about, that you're hovering around is when you're behind, whether it's in your lane or as a team, you have to ask yourself, okay, what is the scenario in which we win this game? Yeah, we're behind right now, but what do I need to be doing? What does our team need to be doing to come back into this game and get the win? I mean, especially in a ranked game where the stakes are high, you want to make sure that you're doing everything possible in order to make sure that you win. His roam down bottom, clearly not part of the winning strategy, right? Whenever you're behind, the easiest thing to do is prolong the game. And how do you do that? Well, you can do things like building cost-effective items like defense. Armor really goes a long way. Yeah. And instead of building phantoms, it's not even so much what items you should get. The general principle is, if you're a top laner and you're losing your lane, you need to start building defensive immediately. Does that mean? I mean, even if that means all you can afford is a cloth armor, buy the cloth armor. But instead, he ends up finishing his Phantom Dancers and going for some other attack speed crit item, which he absolutely doesn't need. And clearly, I mean, if he doesn't know the champion and doesn't understand how League of Legends works, that's one issue. But if he does, and he's doing that because he thinks he can get kills that way, that's not how, you know, kills aren't how you get back into the game once you're in that situation. It's staying alive and having the ability to farm and acquire resources on the map.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just people don't realize, they don't take that and they just go, we're losing, let's just get out of here, or I'm gonna continue to play the same way I was because that's just how I do. Yeah.
I tell this to a lot of players when it comes to ranked games. If you have exactly a 50% win ratio spread across evenly and randomly distributed, if you play enough games and you maintain a 50% win ratio, you are Challenger 1, right? Because of the way that LP works, you always gain more than when you lose, for the most part. If you are winning 50% of the time, you will always get into Challenger. You'll be the best player in the world, basically. And so what that means is, if you can just increase the amount of chance that you have of winning by 1% or 2%, 5%, that ends up being huge when all you're striving for is 50%, right? And so a lot of low elo players don't understand that long-term investment into ranking, and why, for me personally, it's really frustrating, because you do have to play enough games if you want to be Diamond 1, if you want to be one of the best at have one of the best ranked one of the best rankings. And so it's the long game, and in the end, it just comes down to eking out those wins you should have lost, right? Because if you play 100 games, right, 50% is 50 wins, right? And 51% is just one more win. That one game where you did something exceptional, that you won instead of losing, right? And those games add up when you're playing 500 games by the end.
Yeah, it's I mean, that is, even when they analyze champions, it's if the champion has 52% win rate, that's where they're supposed to be in line.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Because that ends up being big.
Yeah, anything higher than that, then the champion is, something is wrong with that champion. They need to be brought into line. And that was immediately we saw, most recently with like the whole Janna situation where it's like, well, this champion, Janna had like a 57% win rate for the longest time now since the patch changes. And it's like, well, yeah, because Ardent Sensor. So you changed Ardent Sensor, you fixed the champion a little bit, and you see the win rate go down. And you can't have every support or every champion that can actually like legitimately build that item go up over a 54% win rate. Like, that means that you need to change that item.
Yeah, definitely.
What did I do, Brie? I didn't do anything.
I think she was talking to Cap, who said I placed 8 total wards.
Well, she said lol Weeva.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what was that reference to? But yeah, it's how Ari was. Yeah, brought them to the meta. Yeah, and they had to do some changes on her as well. They always have to do that. Oh, you're reading chat. Like lol Weeva. I was like, what? I don't know. You can't react to stuff like so long ago. I don't know what that was. But yeah, and most champions when they drop into the meta, it's like that. And I remember, let me see, who wasn't like that? Like Ribbon was never competitively used. Like, it was pretty much like a solo queue straight up champion, so they weren't worried about that. Same thing with like Wukong until really late. Was it season 4? Season 5 when they started jungling Wukong. That was something. Then he showed up in the meta, but other than that, nobody ever played him top lane or anything like that. Pantheon, the same thing. Pantheon wasn't until that same season with Wukong when those type of junglers started showing up. People started prioritizing them, and it was a thing. But most of the time, whenever someone drops into the meta and they're like competitively good, it always shakes things up, and people always have to be like, oh, well, this champion's broken, or they become a first pick worthy champion like Maokai. Every time you change Maokai, he becomes first pick worthy, because Maokai's natural ability to just sustain himself in a team fight infinitely and provide CC to the team is broke.
Right.
Well, like, it's just bad. Like, any champion that can sustain themselves endlessly just by punching things in a team fight. Like, my passive is if you cast 5 spells, then it gets changed to it's 24 seconds long, reduced by like 6 seconds for every spell cast around me. So that means in a team fight, if I'm in the middle, I just keep punching things.
Right.
And I continuously get like 500 HP. Like, how? Come on. Oh my god, it's crazy. Ridiculous, man. Well, Cab, you won the game. Congratulations. That's all I had to say about that. Congratulations. Yeah, it's pretty one-sided. Oh, man. I'm getting too old for this shoutcasting thing. Woo! It's taking its toll on me. Oh, boy. Yeah, that was good. See, me and Gun, we just yell at people during games. Gun tries to sound more analytical than me, though. I'm just talking fast. But that's good, man. See that?